the protocols have already been established, so I think it's all right for me to say, to God be the glory for the wonderful things that he has done. And to tell you that I'm not only grateful for this particular project, but what I have to tell you is I want you to get excited because God is doing something magnificent all across this county. It is not just here that the works are being seen, but all across our county. And I know that you've heard already from a few people, and so I will not repeat all that has been said this morning, but I certainly want to add my comments and to thank a few people for this morning. I really want to start first I have to just speak a moment about Brandon Bellamy, and just to say how proud I am of Brandon and his work. You've heard a lot about faith this morning, but remember that faith without work, all right, is dead. And so what you have witnessed, or what you're witnessing this morning, is not just crazy, overwhelming faith, but it is also great work that has been done to get us to this point. And Brandon, how wonderful it is that a son of Prince George's County has been the person to really spearhead this particular project. He didn't mention to you, but I'm going to tell you that he's a native-born Prince Georgian. And so the faith that it took, the perseverance that it took, David Iannucci from the Economic Development Corporation said it's a wonder to him that Brandon has a stomach lining left because it took so much guts and persistence to see this project through. This is 8 or 9 years of starts and stops, of success and failure. But Brandon, and he's so humble that he did not acknowledge himself, but it took Brandon and his own intellect, and it took also the faith that he brought to this project for it to come to fruition. And so this is Brandon's day. When I walked up to him this morning, I said, "How do you feel?" I have to tell you, as a native Prince Georgian, I expected him to say he felt like busting loose, but he didn't say that to me. That's generally what I say when folks say, "How you feeling?" I say like busting loose. But what he said instead was that he felt nervous and excited. And what I said to him is never lose that. The nerves meant that you care about it. So Brandon, we want to thank you for all that you have done to make this possible today and to tell you how grateful we are for you. A son of Prince George's County, honoring his community. We thank you for that, Brandon. We thank you for that. And Brandon luckily did not stand alone, but he was encircled with ARC Trust, his wonderful partners, who I also want to thank. They have a proven track record of investing and developing in communities with state, federal, and local incentive programs, so they know what they are doing. And so that's the reason that we are already so proud of what we know is a renaissance in this community, beginning with this particular project. I also have to thank a few other folks. I looked out into the audience today, and I see that Greg Caston is here. I want to thank him, and Ron Goodman, he's going to speak in a moment, who came over from the Ivy City Smokehouse. You all are in for a real treat. You can't see it yet, but oh my goodness, let me tell you what this is going to look like. And I have to tell you that I am just so proud also. Ivy City Smokehouse, I got to tell you, literally I went over to sit in that restaurant on a number of occasions. It's delicious. And it's just, the atmosphere is so wonderful. Our millennials keep telling me they want wonderful places, not only to have quality dining experiences, but to have entertainment and to be drawn to it. And this is what Ivy City Smokehouse presents. And Greg will tell you, and Ron, that I came over and said, you've got to come to Prince George's County. And we just could not have it any other way. So I want to thank them as well for their investment and the excitement that came after we made the announcement that they have signed a letter of intent to be here. We're just so proud and so excited and really looking forward to having the Ivy City Smokehouse. But what I have to tell you is that that's not it. They also are the owners of something called ProFish, which is a wholesale seafood distributor in Washington, D.C., and they are also actively exploring space to move that business also to Prince George's County. And so we're really excited about that. And I know that Ivy City, that David Iannucci is also working with them to make sure that they make that possible. And so we're looking forward also to finding a home for ProFish in Prince George's County. Now, I know you're going to hear from Dr. Miner, but Mario Miner is here on the stage as well. All right, and the Mark Your Fresh Gourmet, we're really looking forward to having them here as well. You all have already heard from me that we are deeply concerned about some of the food deserts that we have in Prince George's County. It's no secret that our residents deserve to have quality dining in Prince George's County and grocers that help us to remain healthy. You all are probably aware that 55% of all of our dining in Prince George's County is fast food. And this is something that we must change. And so I'm really, really also excited about the Market Fresh Gourmet that will come here and provide quality groceries to our residents right here in beautiful Capitol Heights. All right. And you know what? And much more is coming. The Economic Development Corporation, David is here. Iannucci, raise your hand, David, is here. Thank him. Ray Gilly is here also, DCAO. And also I see that Tom Himmler is here. But what we did is to conduct a study of the 240 shopping centers in Prince George's County. And we discovered that 42 of them are in need of redevelopment and investment. And out of that 42, I want you to know that we have really been working to make sure we can attract investment to those particular shopping areas, to do facade improvements, to get investors to come in and to bring some of these community-based businesses. I know that I see Councilmember Mel Franklin is here, who will talk about small, local, and minority-owned businesses that we know we have an amazing opportunity to attract to some of those centers. And we already have at least 10, I'm told, investors who have expressed interest in various shopping centers. So look out. It's coming all around the county that we are working to reverse what we've seen as a food desert all around our county. I have to tell you that we are also really excited about the partnership. Now, you've heard already about all the various partners who made today possible, but I want to thank the county council. I know that you were able to hear from Councilmember Davis, but to tell you that this project was supported with a $14 million TIF. We also supported with $11 million in COP proceeds to be used for infrastructure and acquisition. The county also approved $1.8 million from its Economic Development Incentive Fund. And this project will produce 636 permanent jobs and more than 1,000 construction jobs. This is a wonderful thing. We're also proud that this particular area has been designated as a health enterprise zone, and we were also able to tap into opportunity zone funds to make this project possible. So Prince George's County, and you heard Pastor Macklin talk about it, it is not only a place where investment is possible, but what we want to say is that you recognize that Prince George's County is in the top 4% wealthiest counties in the country. And that is worth repeating. And most people think when we're saying that, Pastor, that we're saying top 4% wealthiest African American. Be clear, it's top 4% wealthiest in the country. And what that means is that we have buying power and that there's a great return on the investment. So we want to thank all the investors who have come here. And finally, the greatest investor is a spiritual investor who invested in this project. And the book of Proverbs tells us that where there is no vision, the people perish. And I know that Bishop Macklin talked about the fact that First Lady Macklin's had to sleep with a visionary, and that this is not always easy. But I do want to just really end my comments by thanking Bishop Macklin for his vision and for his leadership. And, you know, 2016 it was, Bishop, that he came when, at the time I was state's attorney, and he came over to visit us and said, you know what, we have a real problem in this area near the sanctuary, because there is human trafficking happening, we have prostitution, and it makes it very difficult to attract investment unless we resolve the crime issues around this area. So what we did during that time, and this is 2016, sat down with the owners of the hotel, brought them into the courthouse to talk to them and said, you know what, we're going to have to work together to make sure that we reverse what we're seeing here in terms of human trafficking. We also brought in two prosecutors, two of our community prosecutors, Renee Battlebrooks and Terry Bell, and came in, and what they literally did was to go over to this hotel. They went along with the Department of Family Services and knocked on every single door in that hotel and made sure that they offered services to the families who needed them, and made sure that we worked to train the hotel owners how to recognize the signs of some of the things that were happening. And let me tell you, we have seen a dramatic decrease in decline in crime in this area. And that has really, I think, contributed to the success of the project. So we want to thank, again, Bishop Macklin for his vision. He worked this all the way through. I see we have Mark McGaw, who is our public safety director, was chief of police at the time. But it didn't hurt that over those 8 years, we had a 50% decline in violent crime as well, to really continue to set the stage for what is happening. So I want to say to Bishop Macklin, I want to say to the members of Sanctuary Kingdom and Sanctuary Square, oh my goodness, Kingdom Square. Oh my goodness. I don't, as many times as I've visited, I regard myself as an honorary member. I don't know how I messed that up, to thank them also for their patience and their prayers and their support. And to say to all of you, you know what? The best is yet to come. Today is a glorious morning, but put on your seatbelts because the best is yet to come, starting here, and it's moving all across the county. So thank you, and thank everyone who had anything to do with today's event. This is a glorious day in Prince George's County. We're looking forward to it. They tell me that in a moment we're going to get in a little cart. I think they tell me we're going to press a button, and the bishop said he's very excited and blow up what was here and build something new. Thank you all so much. May God continue to bless Prince George's County. Thank you.